Guess who's back?
Back again.
Here we go.
Ste is back with his friend.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't even real. We just nailed that.
Thank you.
So, afternoon, welcome back. It's the first home watch-along of the season, and you know what that means. Ste and Errol to guide you well, not only through the team news reaction show that we're on now, but through the entire watch-along and all the post-match content as well. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, as it stands, the official Liverpool team will be announced in about 14 minutes or so's time. We'll react to that. We'll react to Crystal Palace's team news as well. Yeah, we'll take a little break and then we'll be back about 7:45 for the watch along. So yeah, do come and join us for that as well. Errol, good to have you back. It's been a while.
It's been a while since we've seen each other in the off season, back and forth. You know what I mean? But yeah, we haven't done anything like this for it seems like ages. And I'm glad, like, especially after last week and the way things panned out, I was like, right, first home game, we need to get back, get that record, get that form back for us again. So it's a big game today. It feels bigger than it should do, but I'm happy, feel good.
Them's the Reds, mate. Them's the Reds, and then Man City. It's huge. Especially again, Liverpool got off to a little bit of a false start last week. Yeah. They need to put things right today. First home game. Hopefully, Anfield will be bouncing for it Monday night against the side who, although posed Liverpool challenges recently, Liverpool's record against them is really good. I think one like last 8 or something, we absolutely annihilated them a few times. There's a 7-0 in there as well, obviously during the pandemic season. But yeah, it is. You can't get away from the fact that already it's like, oh my God, the pressure. It is just relentless. I've described it as a marathon run at a sprinter's pace. Like, it's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. And already, like, you know, Man City got 2 wins on 2. Liverpool drew last week, and already you're thinking, oh my God, we're up against it. The pressure's on already. That's where we are in this title, in this season. We just knowing how good the opposition are. You've got to be almost faultless, and yeah, you've got to beat Crystal Palace at home already.
They don't give up, do they? They don't let up in any sense of the word, and I think it's good because we've seen historically since Klopp and Pep have had this little to and from in terms of like what they've been able to go and achieve from a points perspective, not necessarily just the trophies in the Prem that's been won, but we've seen the fact that it brings the best out of the other team. So hopefully now the fact that we know we've got ground to make up already, I hope that just leaves a little message in these lads' heads to say, look, we can't afford, because before you know it, if you slip up too many games early doors, they'll be writing and they'll be putting the blue ribbons all over the Premier League trophy again in December, January, because we just won't be able to catch them this time round. So hopefully the pain of last season still lingers in the mind, and the pain of last week, really, when it was a bit embarrassing. You know, a team that comes up from the Championship, they are obviously going to have that, you know, in front of their home crowd, first game in the Premier League, they're going to feel buoyed and feel up for it, but we should always have the quality to kind of put those teams to bed. That's where a lot of our season a lot of the games last season where we kind of fucked up ourselves was throwing away draws to teams we should have been beating.
100%, mate. Yeah. In terms of early team news, then it looks like for what I've been told, and albeit we are 12 minutes away from kickoff, but I've just had a couple of messages come through then, which I was checking. We know that Ibu Konate is out. Joel Matip missed training on Friday. The latest news or rumours are that Joe Gomez is unable to start as well. It looks like Liverpool are going to have Nat Phillips as centre-half. We'll confirm that shortly. Also been told that who in terms of coming in for the injured Thiago will be Harvey Elliott. I'm waiting for a bit more on both of those, but it looks like Joe Gomez, this was his chance.
Mate,
and it feels like it's not there for him. It looks like we might have Nat Phillips as centre-half tonight.
Well, that's a blow, I'm not going to lie, because I tweeted it the other day in my mind. I was like, look, we're going to find out if Joe's got that dog in him right now, if he's got that, what it takes to say, I know that on a normal day there are 2 lads that are ahead of me in this pecking order, but now that they're injured, there's a chance for me to put my name in the hat and make sure that Jurgen has the hardest decision to try. I've got to give him an excuse to drop me out now. If I prove that I'm good enough, if we can keep clean sheets, if we can stick with that high line and do it well, and I can use my recovery pace, bail out Trent sometimes when Trent needs a bit of a favour, sound. But the fact that he's injured now, it's just like, it's gutting, because you think to himself, when's he going to get another chance? Because the other lads are probably going to come back as well, and then he's back to square one all over again. So I'm really disappointed for him if that's true. Yeah,
we'll confirm that in about 10 minutes time. But yeah, it looks like I've been told that Nat Phillips will start. And a couple of members chats then. Shout out to Cameron Tilley, who's been a member for 17 months as a first teamer. Shout out to Cameron, says, let's get 3 points and smack United next week. The world will certainly look a whole lot rosy if that happens. And also, if you think we've had a bit of a iffy start after last week, Manchester United have had it much worse, and it's always fun to laugh at them. And also, shout out to Michael McGuinness, who's been a member for 25 months as a first teamer. Shout out to you. Michael says, I can't watch tonight, bloody work at 8 o'clock, but let's win big. Well, Michael, I don't know what you do for a living, but if you can sneak your headphones in, just put the watch along on in your pocket or something, and we'll provide you with the commentary for the game. I mean, if you've got a job that doesn't allow that, fair play as well. But if you need us to have you covered, we've got you covered here, my mate. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it goes well for you. Like I say, we'll try and keep you up to date as best we can if you do it. I was looking at the recent stats, Errol, and if you take away the Man City game within the league, the Community Shield even, but in the sense that it's definitely in the Premier League, obviously in Europe as well, Liverpool have let the first goal in a lot of
games.
last 5 Premier League games, but then also you add into that the European Cup final, you add into that the semi-final at Villarreal where they went 2 down. Funnily enough, Crystal Palace last week started ridiculously slowly against Arsenal. By the end of it, they grew into the game, but they are notorious slow starters. But Liverpool have got to get out this habit. Like, it's hard enough winning Premier League football matches. And listen, Villa away, they come from behind. They come behind against Southampton, go behind against Aston Villa. It was happening before that as well, where they've gone behind Tottenham. It's happened quite a bit for them. Like, that needs to stop, and it needs to stop pretty soon. And hopefully Jürgen and the lads have addressed that, because it can't just be a coincidence now if it keeps happening.
It's a pattern.
It's there for us all to see. Yeah.
But then to contrast that, which is quite funny, I think we was in the top 3 last season, because when we was playing last week, it came up to say we had scored the most goals in the second half.
We scored a lot of late
goals in the second half, so that's great. But you can't be relying on that. We found out now the hard way that you can't rely on those late goals. You need to be in control of the game. And I think me and you spoke about it quite a lot last season, where the one thing we kept looking at is to say, right, why are we letting these games or why are teams still in it when we should have put them to bed perhaps, and why are we turning games into basketball games when we don't need to? It was because we wasn't taking that control of that midfield, and that midfield battle for us for a lot of the time was one where we were so often used to just nailing it down. Yeah, if we have the midfield battle, we're going to win 3 points all day. Now it's like, I'm a little bit nervous. It's like, if them lads are up for it in a midfield perspective, are we going to be able to go toe-to-toe with them? Because that's where a lot of our games won and lost last season.
Speaking of which, then, I think we've had, again, 7 minutes till the official teams, but there's a rumour that, again, I've had a message from somebody who can't name, because they might get in trouble, but I've had a message about what the Liverpool team I've been told it's Alisson, Trent, Virgil, Nat and Robbo at the back, and midfield 3, and this might be a surprise to some, Fabinho, Elliott and James Milner starting. Mo Salah, Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. That is the 11.
That
the big
boy
fella.
there,
again, we'll confirm that in about 7 minutes time, but as it stands, I'm led to believe the team there's Ali, Trent, Nat, Virgil, Robbo, Fab, Milner, Elliott, Salah, Diaz and the big fella up front, Darwin Núñez, making his first Liverpool start. Milner, what I would say,
there's going to be a meltdown.
No, I disagree, because I think Hendo's the meltdown cause recently.
Yeah.
I think on form alone, Milner's been our best midfielder for throughout the end of last season and the start of this one.
He's carried it into pre-season.
He's been the best midfielder of all them. Some of them have been injured, up and down, form-wise, in at the sides. I thought Milner ended last season really, really well. He was really good in the...
Minutes were managed though, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone else had run themselves into the ground. So you bring on a Milner that's got the experience and a know-how how to deal with this team. He knows what his body's capable of. He got a few assists as well towards the back end of last season. I think he did well when he came on in the Community Shield as well.
Doing really well against Fulham. He changed the game
against Fulham. And this is why he's still in and around this squad for what he's able to offer in sporadic points throughout the season. I wouldn't expect him to get a run of 4 or 5 games now, but in a game where you're threadbare in a couple of areas and you're like, right, I need some stability and I need someone that's dependable, you drop in a James Milner.
Also, it's a bit of a rocker up the arse to a Jordan Henderson. Again, I don't know if there's any injury fitness. Like, Jordan didn't play well against Fulham. It's a rocker up the arse to, I don't know. I know Naby's been ill, but like, Jürgen's gone back to the tribe. He's basically gone. And I think he let a few things slip in his press conference. He kept putting that on his head a lot. And he kept saying things like attitude and mentality. There was things like that. And I wouldn't be shocked if he's read the riot act this week. We was meant to be going in as a Redmen. We were meant to be going to interview Pep Linders. The accent, and Liverpool called that off. And they said, no, not. And we are like all business all the time this week. Like, I think they've really got stuck into these lads this week. And I wonder if Milner starting as a rocker up the arse. Like, as if to say, he's been the best player, so he plays. You know, if he always works on this meritocracy. If you play well, you keep your place. Elliott and Milner came on against Fulham,
They changed it.
That's the reason we got back into the game, because we were fucking crap without them for a while. And looks like he's gone, it's your share, go and earn it. Fab might be a bit lucky in that sense because he was fucking crap as well.
All the midfield was, they've got to share that blame between all of them, really. I don't think there was any one that was that much worse than any of the others. Do you know what I mean? I think for all what they offer, like, you expect that final ball or being able to thread the balls or the switches from Thiago, and he was misplacing passes left, right and centre. You expect Henderson to get those interceptions, to track back, to be able to not get bullied by Mitrovic, and he gets bullied and rolled over, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And then you expect Fabinho to be those legs we're so used to seeing where he's got those, and he just wasn't doing it. He wasn't that lighthouse, he wasn't screening that back four. So yeah, all three of them really were as culpable as the next, but I kind of see the sense in what you're saying, to be honest with you. In the likes of getting Elliott in there, he did look fresh. He looked up for it. He's looked pretty good throughout pre-season as well, though. So he's probably been trying his hardest to work a way into the starting 11 sooner rather than later. Little bit surprised at Milner, but again, as all we can do is trust that Klopp knows what he's doing.
Mate, I think it's on form, and I think Milner deserves to play on form alone. Andy App says, "Welcome back, Errol. Let's go tonight, Reds." There you go. Shout out to you, Andy. He's been a member for 8 months as a first team. Couple of chats from the Discord as well. Errol to inspire a 3-0 win, says Quadbod. The dream team are back. Palace are getting sterilised. They are, sterile. Is that we're sticking with sterile, are we? Okay. Is Hendo the sub centre-back? I don't know. We haven't seen the bench yet. There's talk, as Scott says, like Joey Gomez might even be on the bench. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't trained them. But yeah, shout out to all the club legends. I hope you're all doing well and joining us for the game this morning. Steve says, how's your mum?
She's sound, you know. I seen her last night.
She'll be watching?
She will be watching, probably, yeah.
Shout out to Errol's mum as well. Yeah, we are.
As always, she does, yeah.
Our biggest fan is probably Errol's mum. Ryan Warren, a member for 18 months, a wonder kid. Van Dijk will need to step up big time tonight because Zaha's going to target Nat and Trent all game. And yeah, that's what everyone targets, the right-hand side anyway. But if it is Nat Phillips over there, who knows where? Again,
he's not a pace merchant, is he?
Well, he hasn't got much pace. And again, he was expecting to be playing for like Bournemouth or something at this point in the season. He's playing centre half for Liverpool. That's how mad it is. That's footy in it for you.
Yeah, that's just mad.
It's footy. And then we had a super chat 179 from 811 YT. I mean, yeah, that's your name. Sterile is the go-to duo. Take us to the W. I think we're sterile now, mate.
Yeah, we're sterile.
I think we can't get away from it. But I don't know if Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie liked Brangelina, but they got it. Posh and Becks is Posh and Becks, and we're sterile.
We're just sterile.
We're not getting away from it. Right then, yeah, we are a couple of minutes away from the Liverpool team being announced officially, and we can reveal our new board. Well, it's the same board. We've got new pictures, and they're pretty awesome as well. So join me over that in a minute. They are sick. They're not made the paper anymore for a start. We've actually paid a bit of money to get some done. If you want to contribute to the show, by the way, shout out to Redmen Plus. We can afford more nice things like actual cardboard on the board as well.
My mum said yes, she is watching. So
hey, lovely to see you. Lovely to have you with us as well. We need to get another live show in where your mum can come down as well. She's our lucky child.
I know, we need to start getting to finals again. Well,
we got to every single one last year. We can't, beggars can't be choosers.
I want every single one again this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Genuinely, and I wanted to go down to I didn't
we weren't
enjoy
great. No.
That's like the worst show we did all season. We did not cover ourselves in glory that day, did we really?
That Wolves game, man, my head
fell off.
Honestly, if I had hair, I'd have been turning out. We were absolutely shocking. Yeah, we are moments away from the Liverpool team being announced. But yeah, we think it's going to be Ali, Robbo, Virgil, Phillips, Trent, Fab, Milner, Elliott, Salah, Diaz and Darwin Núñez. We think that's going to be the team, but yeah, it'll be confirmed very, very shortly.
Do you know what though? You made a good point about the midfield, but it's only just dawned on me now, the fact that Núñez is getting that start as well, that I think it is 100% based on the merit.
Well, because
from the last game, because he came on and changed it as well.
And Bobby wasn't great.
Bobby wasn't great. He could have went back to trusting Bobby and saying, you're at home, back in front of the home crowd, give it a go, play yourself into form. But he said no. He's literally laid the law down with them and was like, the players that came on and turned it round for us last week are going to be the players that start. And if they're the ones that set the level, you're not coming back until you better that level.
The team's out.
The team is out.
The first thing, I'll go to the board shortly. Just the quick one. Bobby Firmino, precaution. And Matip, muscle strain, both miss out. So yeah, I'll bring the team up on the screen for Errol to read out for you all now, and I'm going to make my way over to our passionate board.
Perfect, yeah. So we do have Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Phillips is partner next to him, Van Dijk will be a centre-back partnership, Robertson, Fabinho, Milner, Elliott, Diaz, Salah and Nunes. Steve, you got a full house, mate. Good source, good information. I can see that you've just got a few little more amendments to change on the board.
I'll show off the new board, yeah. So we know that Bobby's out now. How cool's our new board? It's awesome.
Look at that, slick.
Yeah, looks nice, doesn't it, with the circle. And look at that, listen, they're not paper. They're actually made, what are they made of, Tom? You ordered these? Foam board. There we go. So I've got me 11. He needs to come out. Sorry, Captain.
Yeah.
Oh, look at James Milner's beard. You better not shave now. Oh, he's a handsome man. I need to get my bench right, don't I? So, I've got Adrian. Gomez is on the bench, which might be a surprise. Maybe he hasn't trained properly, or maybe the managers just prefer Nat Phillips. Who knows? We've got Naby. There we go. Kostas Tsimikas. Nice to see Kostas back after his knee injury as well. There we go. Who else is on my bench? Henderson. I've got here, I definitely haven't got a Clark one, have I? No. Henderson, Carvalho, we got Bajcetic.
Yeah,
Bajcetic, Vandenberg, and we haven't got a Clark yet, have we? Right, let's improvise. I haven't even got a pen. It's fine. We've got 8 subs. Bobby Clark's on there somewhere as well, but we'll get something sorted for him later. Yeah. So there you go, the Liverpool team then. Let's go through it. We've got Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Nat Phillips, Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's Fabinho, James Milner and Harvey Elliott. I haven't quite figured out how these look when I'm standing this close yet. I've got Diaz, Nunes and Mo Salah. And then a bench of Adrian, Gomez, Keita, Tsimikas, Henderson, Carvalho, Bajcetic, Vandenberg and Clark. Bobby Clark is on the bench as well. What are you thinking of that then, Errol? What are you making of that?
Interesting from a subs perspective. It might be the type of first game that we see Carvalho getting to play on that left-hand side if Diaz needs to be subbed, because we don't really look to have many options to change up top at the minute. Obviously, with the likes of Bobby being a precaution, we already know Jota's out. No Jones as well for that midfield selection there. So it's quite interesting from a midfield perspective. When you said it was going to be Elliott, it was like, well, Henderson would normally play that right side, so if Elliott's in, who is going to be the go-to, and he's went with Milner over Naby, that's a big call for me, and I think you're right when you say it is going to be a rocket up the arse, because there's no way that Naby Keita shouldn't be starting these type of games for Liverpool. I
know he's been ill, so maybe that's what the case of that one is. But yeah, what's interesting is just the sheer amount of injuries that Liverpool have got at the moment now. Kelleher, I'm going to be honest, Kelleher, Jones, Thiago, Chamberlain, Firmino, Matip, Kanate. We're not quite sure what we're up to with Joe Gomez. Was he out fitness? I don't know. He's on the bench, of course. Diogo Jota as well. I've probably missed a few out that I can't even remember. But yeah, the injuries are, there's just too many of them. And like in a game where you're allowed to make 5 subs, Liverpool have got Keita, Henderson and Carvalho are the 3. And then you're looking at Kostas.
Tsimikas has to change something from a set piece or something like that. But that's just, it's scary that we haven't
second game?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Second game of the season. We've not even ended the summer yet, and players have been dropping like flies. Like, I don't get how you can have had the time off. There's not been an international tournament for them over this summer.
Lots of injuries.
Is it just the fact that they played that much footy last year when they've had to come back? The bodies have had a little bit of a wobble and broke down. I don't know, but I hope they're not serious painstaking injuries, and they are just those muscle ones that you just keep you off your feet for what? Well, out of the team for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. In a way,
we're kind of lucky that we're in August and there's only a couple of games. Yeah. It's one game. Well, we haven't played for like 9 days, and then there's another 7 days. So hopefully start getting some back.
Next Monday.
Quad Bods in the discourse says we're thinner than a Poundland Rizzler. Yeah, we are. The squad is being stretched out. For what it's worth, Crystal Palace have named their 11 as well. That's on the screen for us right now. So you've got Gaeta in goal, Klein, Ward, Anderson, Gehi, Mitchell, Eze, Zakore, Schlupp, Zaha and Ayew. So that to me looks like they're going 3 at the back, which isn't something they usually do, Errol.
Playing in white, Tom.
And then in white. We did say this before. But it looks like they've changed. They've gone to a back three, back five. So they've gone for Ward, Anderson and Gay with Mitchell and Klein as like wing backs. Decore and Schlupp with Eze in the middle and maybe Zaha and Ayew as a 2 or something. I don't know quite how to work that, but it looks like, strange to see Crystal Palace after one game, they've made the change.
But maybe Pat doesn't think that they're going to be up for that fast pace, and he's probably expecting us to start really quick. So if they can be as compact as possible, not give us much space, and again, this is where now you're relying on the likes of a Harvey Elliott, because that to me screams that they're going to be defensive as fuck. They're going to get men behind the ball, and they're not going to give us much space on the wing. They want everything to go through the middle, and if that's what we're relying on, we're going to need quality through our midfield today. No two ways about it, because we just won't get the space through the width to get the balls into dangerous areas.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to have to be on it for sure. Joe Gomez, then more update on Joe Gomez from James Pearce of The Athletic. Joe Gomez has been carrying a knock, so only deemed fit enough for bench duty tonight. So Nat Phillips makes his first Premier League start since May 21 in the absence of the injured Ibrahima Konate and Joel Matip. Keita and Tsimikas return to the squad, but Firmino's absent as a precaution. Yeah, so two come back, two go out. Gomez only fit enough for the bench.
Like the fucking okey pokey.
It is, honestly, it is. It's like one of those bars where you stood outside the rope and one years ago with that capacity. Liverpool are only allowed a squad of 14 by all accounts. Yeah, Ollie Red in the group, in the YouTube chat says, we're so unlucky with injuries, aren't we? Especially at centre half. Yeah, it is what it is at this point. It's hugely frustrating, isn't it? But we'll see where we are. But yeah, and we've asked, is it Haziq says who's our centre back? It is Virgil and Nat Phillips. Like again, we've just been through. The team is actually going along the bottom now. Thomas, like,
big for Virg as well, because even Virg didn't look imperious the other day. He looked a little bit human. Do you know what I mean? So we've always said that whoever lines up next to Virg just goes up a couple of levels. He's going to have to find something and dig deep, because he knows that, no disrespect to Nat Phillips, but he knows that he's not the usual choice. If Klopp's got all the players fit, so you're going to be watching a lad that's inexperienced, that hasn't played that many games alongside you. You're going to have to talk him through the game, and you're going to have to bring back some of your best form, which is something seems really weird to say, because Virgil's just been fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's just an off day for everybody. Yeah. On Nat Phillips, like I say, Nat is what he is. He actually hasn't really ever let Liverpool down. He's been all right. I don't know whether Palace are going to play to his strengths, but like I agree with the comment earlier. Like they're going to try and get down the side of him. And again, it was pre-season, it was half an hour, but like that's what United tried to do when he was in that team. He doesn't really like getting dragged out of position, and he's going to have to, probably because Trent is going to go forwards. That's my worry with Nat. I think when in front of him, heading things away, getting blocks in, playing in the middle, when he gets dragged over to that right-hand side, is when I feel like he's a little bit fishy out of water. Like Joe Gomez is natural doing it, because he can just wander over there. He's used to it. He's used to it. And Ebe were decent at it as well. But yeah,
and he has the recovery pace as well in his favour.
But again, them's the breaks. Liverpool have got this team that they've got out. Right then, kickoff is about 52 minutes away. It is extremely hot in here. So me and Errol are going to go and take a quick break. We'll be back at 7:45, with the live watch along. Please do come and join us. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel now, which helps us out, and click the little alert bell, when we go live, you'll get a notification. So yeah, a couple of things to do. Like this video, come back to the watch along. We'll catch you all at 7:45. Until then, see you in a bit.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to continue the conversation, then head over to Redmen Plus, join as a club legend and get access to our Discord chat. It's got us in, and it's got loads of amazing like-minded Reds. There's a no knob policy in there, so where you won't have that on social media, you will have it over on the Redmen Plus Discord. It's full of sound people. Come and join us.